guys, it's been a long time since I've worked on this car. As you can see, I'm back in my shed. I've got the little red beast behind me. There's been a bit of a change of pace on this car, a bit of a change of attitude in the way we approach it. Everything's been painted except for the bonnet, which is just here. It's sort of going through its final phases. As you can see just there, I have the engine ready to go. So today we're going to give the engine a bit of a tidy up. We're going to get it in place, bolted up to the new manual. And we're pushing to have this thing started and running, and I would like to get it on Club Regio by the end of the year. So no Land Cruiser this week, but we're going to tuck right into this Corolla and get it moving. I vowed to never use it again, but we're back here with the old faithful engine crane that we used for the FTE conversion. It really didn't like the weight of the engine and transmission together. It's pretty old, but we managed to crack them in half and get the job done. I think with such a tiny engine with this, we should be no worries. But yeah, you can see here, we got the front end all painted up and mounted up roughly. The body is far from perfect. So if I get the right angle here, you can see there's ripples all through it and repairs that aren't quite perfect. But I've got to a stage with this car where I've realized I've maybe got 4 or 5 years of it sitting in here if I try and go for a perfect restoration. The car was never perfect. The amount of damage in it was probably too much for someone who's DIYing to do themselves. And I don't have the money to send it to a professional shop and be brought up to that perfect standard. And I've sort of decided that I want to be able to use this car, drive it around. We can do cars and coffees sort of things. We can be our Sunday cruiser. So we're just going to get it back together, all one color, running, happy. And then we'll start to modify it from there and just go step by step. And I think eventually somewhere down the track, it might get a full resto and done properly. But for now, I just want to be able to drive it. Me and my wife love this car, so I want to be able to use it. So last time I showed it, a little bit's changed. It's mostly paint and panel all being sorted out. I did get the new wheels on. They're my favorite wheels. They're an SSR Mark II. You can see they're a nice deep dish. I've got new tires on those. I think once the height's sorted, they should sit really nice. The manual gearbox is in. So I've got a 5-speed from my mate Will. He had it in his KE70. He very kindly passed that on to me. So thank you, Will. That's in and mounted, ready to go. And then honestly, Corolla community is the coolest bunch. Another mate of mine, John, he's actually moved away now up north. He's got a KE70 with a CA18 in it, which is super cool. He donated me his old 4K engine. So a huge thank you to him again. I haven't forgotten about this car. It's just been a lot going on. So today we're gonna give this a tidy up. I think I'm going to give this just a slight polish to make it look pretty. We're going to get in there with some degreaser and a toothbrush, make it clean, maybe hit some of it with high temp paint, just so it looks the part. And again, my intention with this is we'll get it in the car, get it running and driving, and then I'm thinking about maybe put a big cam in it, change the carby, get it sounding aggressive and just look the part for cruising. Again, down the track, I love the idea of maybe putting like a 6-speed in it and going for an engine swap to something more modern. But for now, we'll get it on the road, we'll get it driving so we can enjoy it. And a bit of backstory on this, I bought this from an older couple. Their son bought it to build it. He had stripped it down. I'll put some photos up of how it looked when I bought it. He unfortunately has passed away, so they had to move the car on. They had heaps of people trying to buy it for parts, but it's not really what they wanted to see done with it. So I've stayed in contact with them. I've given them updates as we go. So when it's done, I'm going to take it to show them. We're going to go for a drive. I'm going to take it to show his sister. So I really just want to get this on the road. I want to do it justice. That's what it was bought to do originally. And that's what we want to be able to do with it. So enough yapping. I'm going to put a few clips up of us working through this engine. Okay, so I've just run over it with some thinners and then we went over it with some wax and grease remover just to make sure all the gunk's off it. It's looking much better. So my plan here is now I'm going to get some 1500 grit sandpaper, wet or dry. We're going to wet it, give it a scuff over, just get rid of any little marks and imperfections on it. From there, I'm going to test polish a little bit, see how it looks. If I like how it looks, we'll go ahead and polish the whole thing. If I don't, we're going to scuff it back with something a little bit rougher, maybe 600 grit, and then we will paint it. And I think if I paint it, it'll either go red just to match the car, or maybe like a dark metallic grey or something. I think I've got some of that lying around. So we'll test polish this section first. I don't really want mirror finish. I just want it to look neat and clean in the engine bay. So yeah, we'll get to scuffing it and see how it looks. So to be honest, I don't think I'm even going to need to do a test patch on the polish. I've just given it all a scuff back. It did brighten it quite a bit, but I don't know if you can see that there. It looks like, it's like stress cracks almost in the alloy. And then in some of it, it looks like there's casting marks. I'm aware of, once you polish something like this, how hard it is to maintain. And I think even once I polish it, you're still gonna see all these weird little marks in it. So I'll still do a really tiny little test patch, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna go with paint. But it's already looking way better. The decision is made. I've polished that corner there and a little bit on the face. It's a bit hard to see it. Just here. So it polishes, but it's still a little bit dull. That'll just take hours and hours to do, and then it's gonna take hours and hours to maintain. And the aim with this car now, I think we've decided we're not trying to make it perfect. I wanna go like a TRD style, like racer looking thing. We're gonna go super low. We'll put a lip on the front, like a TE27 style spoiler on the back. So I don't think polishing it is the right style. I think I'm gonna get the gray that I've painted all the highlights. I'll give you guys a look. So like the tail lights here, that dark metallic gray. I think we'll do the same on the rocker cover. I'm thinking about maybe doing the same with the centers of the wheels, doing that dark metallic, and we've done the same on the headlights and corners here. And also done it on the grille. I'm not the biggest fan of this shape grille, to be honest. I like the late model better, so I thought a nice dark metallic might help it blend in a little bit. So we'll paint the rocker cover that dark metallic gray, I think. And then I'm gonna get in here with the degreaser and the toothbrush and spend a couple hours just cleaning this all up. A little bit of stuffing around, but we've made progress. The rocker cover ended up going red to match the rest of the car. I just scratched off the top of the tech symbol there and clear coated it. I think that looks pretty good. Now I've got a couple of questions. I'm gonna have to hit up the Corolla community, people who know more than me. The first thing is the engine mounts. They don't seem like they're sitting right. They're sitting a bit high. I don't know if KE71s are different. So if anyone could help me out there and let me know what I need to change, if anything there, or if I just need to sort of shuffle it around to make it work. The other thing is the gearbox. I just couldn't quite get it to mate up nicely today. I'm done for today, so I think what I'm gonna do is probably drop the gearbox out. I'm gonna try and bolt it to the engine and then drop it all in as one thing. And if I figure out what the go is with the mounts in the meantime, then I can do all that in one shot. Other than that, it looks pretty good. The clutch cable's in. I need to get a circlip for the adjustment there. But yeah, there's not a lot to do, to be honest. So I'll just figure out those couple of things and we should be able to get it hooked up and kicked over. It's looking really good. I'm very pleased. So that's it today for the forgotten car. Long term, what the plan is now going to be is just to get this on the road as soon as we can, as I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna keep at this between now and Christmas. I've got plenty of spare time like I planned, so we're gonna get the Land Cruiser home, get it set up, we're gonna get this Corolla finished, and we're going to get the Chaser all sorted out as well. It's with a guy at the moment, just getting some bushes and things done to tidy it up. Then we'll manual swap that. And I think I've got enough time to get those 3 things done this year. If any of you guys have tips and tricks for what's going on there with the engine mount, just let me know. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.